Hello, and welcome back to the Lunatic Life. Today, guess what we're doing? Jeep stuff. More Jeep stuff, always Jeep stuff. So, today we got a bit of a DIY project. I bought a foreign ARB twin compressor copy, and I needed somewhere to mount it. So I looked online and I was able to find a DFX file, and it cost me $11, and we printed out the bracket, bent it, and welded it. So this is something super cheap. I haven't even taken the seat out, so I don't know how it's going to fit, but we're going to find out. So there we've got the bracket and the foreign twin air compressor. So let's get to it. First thing we got to do is pull out the seat. This is going to be a little quick vid, but hopefully it's informative and maybe gives you guys some ideas of what you can do to mount your compressor. All right, let's go. In order to get the seat out, we only got 4 bolts. They're 18 millimeter. And we'll start with the front. So in the front, we're going to remove this bolt and that bolt. Pretty simple. Now we'll sneak into the back door, and I'll show you guys. Sneak in the back door. Anyways, I'll show you guys where the 2 bolts are in the back here. Okay, now that we're back here, we're just going to move the floor mat out of the way. And we've got 2 bolts left. These were tighter than expected. I like starting them all by hand, but then I will impact these guys out. Okay, all 4 bolts are out. All that's left before we can remove the seat is to unhook the seat belt, which is a Torx bolt right down here. This is the seat belt bolt that we got to take out. And that is a T45. So one thing that I forgot to mention was that there's actually an electrical connector underneath this seat. But once you have it unbolted and the seat belt unhooked, you can just tip the seat back. And underneath, you'll be able to access the electrical connector. Okay, we lift this up. There's the electrical connector right there. And then we just simply unhook it. Now we got our seat out, we got it upside down, and we're gonna have to undo this bolt and this bolt on both sides, because our bracket looks like it's gonna fit in between this and the rails. So Let's get these off. They're 13 mil. So on inspection, it looks like I'm probably going to have to relocate this bracket or even just relocate the harness. Not a big deal. So I'll be pulling these 2 Torx screws out. But let's just have a quick peek and see how the bracket's going to fit. A lot of weight there, so that's okay. I did have to modify the holes a little bit to get this all to fit together. Get it all to sit down flat. Perfect. Compressor will bolt to here. Our rails will go back on here, like that. But the compressor is going to be right here, so this is going to have to get moved. So that's how it's going to sit. And the compressor will just snug in right here. So I'll get the compressor bolted up to the plate, and then we'll set it in. We're all bolted up. Look at that baby. Bolted on. I'm going to put the outlet towards the front. I will be modifying this eventually. I'm going to run a line underneath the hood. But for now, this is just kind of a fit and test and make sure everything works. We're not going to wire it up or anything. Just get it all bolted in. So, yeah, it looks good. Fantastic. There we go, sat in place. Just like that. All right, so we'll put the seat mounts on, and then we'll find a place to reroute that, and then see how it fits in the Jeep. All right, let's drop our seat mounts on. Compressor is mounted. We got seat mounts on. Now we're ready to put it in and see how it fits. I'm leaving this loose for now. Once I get underneath there, I don't think I'll be able to use the bracket itself, but we'll connect this and we'll probably run a zip tie or something similar just to hold it in place so it doesn't vibrate. Aside from that, yeah, let's put this seat in and see how it goes. Now we'll lift up the seat. There's our connector. We'll connect that. There we go. And we'll set the seat down. There we go. Gonna put a bit of blue Loctite on these bolts. And then we'll torque them down. Now, I just got them started. You're going to want to start all 4 bolts before you tighten them down, just to make sure all the holes align. Now that you've got all 4 bolts started, you can run them down and get ready to torque them. And these bolts will torque to 55 foot-pounds. And the last thing we got to install is put the seatbelt bolt back in. It's a T45 Torx, little blue Permatex, and this is going to get torqued to 30 foot-pounds. Another thing I should point out is on this seatbelt, there's a little tab right here. On the seat itself, there's a notch, so it's only going to go in one way. I have to say I'm quite happy. Everything bolted in really decently. Had to modify the holes a little bit on the bracket, but what do you expect? It's $11, plus you have to kind of figure out your own bend and everything on it. But all in all, for a do-it-yourself type project, this turned out awesome. Well, let's have a look. You can see where my outlet is there. Plug that right in. Well, that concludes this episode of The Lunatic Life. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you very much for watching and joining me. We'll have some more neat projects coming up. I'm going to do a little short, little announcement coming up. It's something we're doing real soon, which is going to be pretty exciting, especially for me. But yeah, thank you. We'll see you on the next episode.